employees who are trade union members have certain rights of their union membership. For example, an employee has the right not to be dismissed for choosing to join or remain a member of a trade union. Basically, labor relations are essentially the interactions and relationships between employers, employees, and trade unions. It is for this reason that I take this opportunity to present to you the factors regulating the interactions between the employees, the employers, and trade unions. We are going to cover this using 2 activity sessions, with the first activity session covering the factors regulating the employees as well as the employers, with the last and second activity covering the factors regulating the interactions between the trade union. Please stay tuned. Thank you.
My favorite part. With so many factors regulating the interaction between the employer and the employee, I just didn't know which factors to start with. So I just decided to drop all my keywords in this pickup. And as well, I think we can also agree that this just gives one hope and confidence that one might just win some prizes. Who's ready to win some prizes with me? Let's do this, guys. With our first keyword coming from the employees factor, engage. Employees are not to engage in unlawful picketing. Now, this keyword is coming from the employers factor. Employers to ensure not to make any unreasonable demands on staff working normally during industrial action by the others. This comes from the employers' factors. Employers to ensure that employees who report malpractice under the Public Interest Disclosure Act, a practice known as whistleblowing, do not suffer detriment. This comes from the employer's factors. Employers to accept employees' membership or non-membership of a trade union. This comes from the employee's notice. Employees to give their employer at least 1 week's notice through their elected or appointed representatives of intended industrial action. That is very important. I think we can all agree with that. This comes from our employers' factors. Employers are to permit employees who are members of a recognized independent or trade union a reasonable amount of unpaid time of work during normal working hours in order to take part in any activities of the union in question, other than activities which themselves consist of industrial action. This comes from our employers faction. Employers to permit an employee who is an official of an independent trade union that is recognized by the employer to take reasonable amount of paid time off work during normal working hours for the purpose of carrying out their duties. This comes from our employers' factors. Employers are to allow employees to be accompanied at formal disciplinary hearings, including appeals, dismissal hearings, and grievances. This comes from our employees' factors. Employees not to engage in unlawful picketing. And I think we can all guess this comes from our employers' factors. Employers not to dismiss employees who are engaged in official and lawful industrial action. And the very last, I don't want to spin this because should I spin it, it will spin non-stop. The very last one, that is accept. Now this comes from our employers' factors. Employers must accept employees' membership or non-membership of a trade union. Thank you so much for engaging in this fun activity. Now, we just explained the factors regulating the interaction between employer and employee. Now it's time to move to the factors regulating the interaction between the employer, employee, and trade unions. So we're moving to the trade unions. However, I have a different activity for you guys that I'm sure you're going to enjoy. The word quiz. With me here, I've got a set of quizzes. However, I did manage to get 2 words out of this quiz and link that with our trade union factors. I managed to get, as you see, the collective word and the consultation. But what does this mean for us? The principal purpose of a trade union is to regulate employee relations with an employer through collective bargaining. Do you see now where collective is fitting? Secondly, consultation. Starting with collective bargaining, a negotiation about pay and other conditions of employment. This agreement is a joint agreement made by the employer and the union to which both are committed unless it is in writing and contains a provision to the contrary. A collective agreement does not constitute a legally enforceable contract. Now, this is a very important factor that regulates the interaction between the trade union. The second factor here is the consultation. Consultation is a process where the employer discusses issues with the union. Where it is genuine consultation, the employer will respond in detail to the point made by union representatives. However, the outcome of the consultation is usually a managerial decision rather than an agreement, although that managerial decision may be influenced by the representations made by the trade union representative. I just want to thank you everyone for taking part of engaging in these 2 activities we had. Please drop me some questions as I'm more than happy to take any questions that you might have for me. Thank you.